Going to be a simple, quick video this morning. 2024 KTM 300XC versus 2023 Beta 300RR. Only reason we're comparing 24 against 23 is because the 24 Beta is not out yet. So value your time. All I'm trying to do here is show both these bikes and answer some common questions that a lot of people have. We're just regular riders trying to give you opinions. 3 things that we like about the KTM and the Beta. Also 3 things that we don't like. So just going to try and give you some bullet points. I'll get right to it. So I'll give you the teeth of the video right now. For those of you that want to see other footage of us riding these bikes today, I'll put that on the end of the video. So if you want to hang out and watch some of that, the place that we're riding today is certainly no beginner spot. Definitely more intermediate and advanced, and we had a blast. So stay tuned to the end of the video if you want to watch all the riding footage. All right, 2024 KTM 300XC. Since this is my bike, I'll go first. The 3 pros for me: I like the handling, I like the power, but the power I prefer on this bike is it's in the mid and the upper. And even though it's got less bottom end than the Beta, I do think this bike lugs pretty well. The 3 negatives are clutch pull. I can't stand the start-stop button. And to steal from the positive side, the bottom end. The bottom end, there's times where you want a little bit more, and it's just not always there. So the Beta definitely wins the bottom end for sure. All right, my buddy Jason Mack got to ride my bike today too. Give me 3 positives about the KTM.
Definitely feels light. You can tell it's a light bike when you're riding it. Really like that feel of having a light bike. It doesn't feel like a tank. Definitely a strong power. You can tell that motor is definitely healthy and strong. Very, very fast. Mid-range, top end, you definitely know it's there. And the handling goes with it being a light bike. It does handle well.
And 3 things you don't like.
Even though it's definitely a powerful motor, I do not like the lack of snap on the bottom end. It is very linear, which I'm sure most or a lot of guys will like, but for me, the type of riding we do, I do not like the lack of snap this thing has on the bottom end. Even though it does feel light, the suspension for me, the way it's set up right now, a little rigid in the tight rocky stuff that we ride. And then the last thing is just the start-stop button is a little confusing, getting on this thing and not being used to it.
All right, 2023 Beta 300RR Race Edition. Jason Mack, this is your bike. What are the 3 things you love about your bike?
I love how light and nimble this bike is. You can flick this thing around for me like a mountain bike. Again, we ride a lot of tight technical stuff here in Tennessee. This bike just fits me very well in those tight situations. I feel like I just toss this thing around like a mountain bike, which kind of plays into the suspension aspects of it. The KYB, to me, out of the box, is just amazing. For my weight, minor adjustment tweaks, again, for what we ride. Out of the box, the suspension feels just amazing. And then the biggest thing for me is the snap, the low end power on this thing. Again, just gets me up and over that stuff instantly that we run into out here in Tennessee with the technical stuff. So I love the bottom end snap this bike has.
3 things you don't like, if there are 3.
Yep. I mean, I can only really come up with two main things that I don't like, and they're kind of common complaints on these bikes. It's going to be that 2x4 of a seat, which is not too big a deal because I'm standing 90% of the time, but that seat is awful when you do have to sit on it. And the turning radius, common. Everybody knows the turning radius on these bikes are a big negative, and so you've got to do some things to kind of help improve it. So honestly, those are the only 2 things I could really complain about.
I would agree. And let's see, for me, the pluses I found on this bike, I think this bike has fantastic bottom end. Better than my KTM, there's no question. Along with the clutch. Now he is cheating. He's got the, what do you call your clutch lever? Midwest Mountain Engineering, I think.
Yep.
So these are both hydraulic clutches now, but he's cheating a little bit. He's got that lever. I don't. That does feel very nice. So the bottom end power of this bike mixed with that clutch lever is fantastic. This is kind of the same as mine. I've got a pro and a con. And that is the size. I'm bigger than Jason by quite a bit. So for me, in the super tight, really nasty stuff, the size of this bike, it feels small. And I love that in the really tight stuff. Once you get it out it feels a little small for me. So that's kind of my my pros and cons all in one. I do think the KTM has a little bit more in the mid and upper end. But again, too, I mean, if you're riding out west, I think that will be an advantage. The KTM would have the advantage out there. If you're riding out here where we are in Tennessee and it's super tight and it's slick and all that, the better bottom end of the Beta, pretty hard to argue against that. So we had a great day. We had a lot of fun. 2 super popular bikes. Again, we're not pros. We're just regular riders. We're just out here having fun. I know that there's a lot of guys that are out there that are trying to figure out if they want a KTM or a Beta. And that was the whole reason that we're doing this. So just trying to give you opinions from a couple of regular riders. And that's it. Good luck to you. If you got any questions, put them down in the comments. We'll do our best to answer them. And stay tuned for some footage of us riding today. Thanks for watching. Very slick. These rocks are sweating today. High backs for the win. Oh, yeah, tight trees.